Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Team Star Challenge, and as you guys know, this is a single battle formatted competition where we use Team Star Pokemon and are required to bring Revavroom to every battle. Now, our opponent here today is going to lead off with a Klefki, and as you guys know, they tend to be very Prankster-ish, and I'm going to come in with my Krookodile. Now, one thing I have to say is that when you see a Klefki, automatically you think Prankster. You don't think it's going to have Levitate. So this actually could be very good for us with the Krookodile because we are a ground type and they are a steel type. So that means that if I do end up going for an Earthquake and they don't have that Levitate ability, that could actually be a very crucial fainting process for them. So they're actually going to go in for the Terrestrial Change to Water, and that is going to allow them to resist any kind of Earthquake moves that may be coming their way. So what this is telling me is that this is actually going to be a Prankster Pokemon. So they're going to go in for the Iron Defense here right away, which means that that also confirms the Prankster capability. And the nice thing is that I also have the Mirror Herb, which means that I can actually mirror and mimic their actual stat boosts. Now I did end up going in for the Earthquake here. That did not do very much damage due to the water typing, and they're going to get a little bit of health there back from the leftovers. Now at this point I'm thinking to myself, what is my best option? First off, I can go for the Terrestrialization, maybe go for a Gunk Shot, or I can actually go for the Terrestrialization and go for the Knockoff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Knockoff here because I want to try to get those leftovers off of the Klefki. Okay? Secondly, if I actually stayed as a ground type and they ended up swapping into a different Pokemon, I mean, I want to be able to resist those types of moves as well. So here they go with the Iron Defense. It's going to boost up their defensive stats. And then, of course, we're going to go in for the Knockoff here. That's actually going to take away their leftovers from them, so they're no longer going to be able to regain any health that turn, or any future turns from leftovers, for a matter of fact. They are a Water-type Pokemon now, so that means that we should be able to hit them with a good old Gunk Shot. And with the actual Terrestrialization to Poison, we should be able to do quite a bit of damage. Now, they are going to go in for the Calm Mind here. Now, Calm Mind is going to raise their special attack as well as their special defense. So, I'm not sure what kind of game they're playing at, but they might be swapping out another Pokemon here at some point. I don't know how they're going to manage it, but it's just got that feeling to me. I don't really feel that Klefki is really going to be the Pokemon that's going to attack this turn. So I'm going to go in for the Rock Slide here. I want to try to see if I can get some form of a flinch, and luckily we actually do this turn, so that's pretty neat. However, it didn't really do as much damage as I had hoped. So we are going to try it again, just in case they decided to switch, you know, possibly into like maybe the Revavroom. I just kind of wanted to be able to get some form of a bit of damage off onto a Pokemon that may be coming in. So anyways, they actually ended up going in and taking me out with, I believe that was a Stored Power. That's a little bit strange to see on a Klefki, but that's perfectly fine. We have plenty more Pokemon on our team. So we have Revavroom coming in there now as a Steel Poison type Pokemon. And of course, we're floating on our air balloons, that way we don't take any kind of damage from any kind of ground type moves. However, at this point, I'm really not sure what I want to do with this team. Klefki does tend to be a bit of a problem Pokemon, but at least it's not actually regaining any kind of moves at this point. So we are going to lock in to do the Shift Gear. Shift Gear is actually going to raise up the attack as well as the speed. So I'm hoping that by doing so, we'll be able to actually get some more damage off to this Klefki. Now, if I do end up going for any other moves later on, probably a High Horsepower or an Iron Head or anything along those lines, I'm hoping that it's going to be able to have enough of a power-up here to be able to take that Klefki. Okay, so our attack has risen here, our speed has risen, we should be okay. Best option here for us right now is probably going to be Gunk Shot or High Horsepower. If I ended up going in for the Iron Head, it's not really going to do much damage because of a water type at this point, so I can't really do anything there. But I did end up going in for the Gunk Shot. We ended up getting some damage, and we got the poison off onto it, which normally wouldn't be possible considering it's a steel type. However, it ended up going in, I believe that was Stored Power again. It goes really, really fast, so I didn't actually get to read it. But it did knock us out in the first turn, and that's not really a good thing for us considering we were, poison typing. Next Pokemon coming in is going to be Annihilape, and honestly, I feel like I'm going to get annihilated in this competition right now, just by this Klefki alone. It's actually giving me a crazy run for my money right now, and I'm just going to go in for the Rage Fist here. Luckily, I'm able to outspeed it. Rage Fist didn't really have to be powered up or anything like that to be able to take out that Klefki, but definitely is an interesting moveset. If you guys end up finding out what it is, you know, post the comment in the comment section down below. I'd like to know what kind of Klefki that actually was. Next Pokemon that comes in, there's a 50-50 chance of it being a Revavroom, but we'll see what happens here in the next turn. Okay, Maya is going to send in their Arcanine. Now, Arcanine, of course, does have the Intimidate ability, which supposedly is to drop the attack stat, but because we have Defiant, it actually has the reverse effect, boosting up our attack stat here. Mirror Herb on the other side does boost up the attack stat of the Arcanine, and that's giving me a little bit of a fear of this Arcanine right now. So I'm going to lock in with the Rage Fist, as I know I'm going to get hit by a move from that Arcanine. However, I did not imagine, that I would be knocked out by a Flare Blitz. So unfortunately for us, I actually get destroyed here. I know I have a little bit of an issue with the scoreboard, but that's okay. If you guys enjoyed, post your comments. Take care.